I've been studying harbor porpoises since the 70s, and they simply weren't using San Francisco Bay back then. Probably as early as the 1940s is our guess, but certainly they were not here in the 70s, the 80s, 90s. In around 2001, 2003, we started hearing reports of some, and then by 2007, we know they were in the bay. We've been researching them since 2008, and they're here in big numbers now. I mean, I'm talking maybe 100, I can see over a period of 2 hours coming into the bay if you're standing on the bridge or some of the shore side rocks. But this is Point Diablo here, and with a little automated Coast Guard station, and right offshore is an excellent feeding area where the currents are hitting the rocks and creating some eddies just offshore.
So this was all naval property. There were a whole series of piers out here. There was a submarine base right here. There used to be, like you can see the footings, there used to be a big pier that came out. But this was also where they deploy a lot of the equipment for the mines and for the submarine nets that they had outside the Golden Gate. And that's actually why Bill and John think that that's why the harbor porpoises got excluded from the bay, is because they were getting killed by, they were getting caught in these nets, or they're getting these sonar shields essentially, because they echolocate. So they're basically seeing a barrier, these steel mesh nets that were out there for at least a decade.
And then these are the harbor seals close to us here in the water. Okay, great spotting. That's excellent. Beautiful. The birds further to the right is a mixed flock of surf scoters, which are a sea duck, the dark ones, and the light ones are western grebes, which is another seabird. Then they've got the white bellies and the paler, longer necks. Fantastic light here, so we can really see everything this way towards San Francisco. Yeah, exactly. This is the flood tide. It's going to be high tide in a few hours, but it's still got a lot more water still going to move into San Francisco Bay.
So how deep is it there?
When off here, it's not that deep. It does go down deep quickly to probably, I don't know, 150 foot deep out there. Under the bridge, it's 350. So the channel does start to shallow out here, and then it reaches sort of a plateau of I don't know, between 100 and 200 feet, all the way out towards the Farallones. Then it goes off the continental shelf and gets really deep. And then there's an area that is just past the Golden Gate Bridge, inside to the east of the bridge. It's called the Cavallo Spire, and the water, the rock comes up to within about 70 feet of the surface there. And as the flood tide comes in, it hits that rock and moves up. And that's where the porpoises will often be seen feeding at the surface, where it knocks prey, these small schooling fish, up towards the surface. Yeah, that's always good, is to use the technology for us and look for bait fish that he's got on his little fish finder, and that might be a good area. Here's some murres, these seabirds right here, right off the bow. Common murres with these little penguin-looking animals, the birds. And it's from the sound they make, the murmuring. There, porpoises, right here, 11 o'clock. Okay, Roger, right there. They're moving from left to right, 50 yards away. There, there. Okay, porpoises, harbor porpoises. I got porpoises right here, right in front of the boat at 10:30 to 11. They're moving from left to right, and they could be past us. So, yeah, it could. Over right in front of us, right in front of us. That was great, though. There, porpoises, a mother and a baby. We've got a mother and a baby behind us. You know, the calves are born in June, mostly in the midsummer, and so we're seeing small calves of the year now following very closely with their mothers.